The final assessment of the Excel Tips and Tricks course, which is in fact aimed at an advanced audience, although it can help with basic to intermediate people as well, so it is attenuated accordingly. The final assessment involves the following. You'll see at the bottom of the screen data, where we do some conditional formatting, filtration, then subtotaling, then pivoting and creating two pivot tables in two separate sheets, solve a scenario, data table over there, the if statement, and that's all. That's the one I customized for this week's course. Other courses would have more or perhaps even less testing. So it is really at the very entry level of the advanced course. What we are required to do here is to conditional format the list according to certain criteria. So let's choose, it's according to the stock level. I'm going to choose that particular column, and it does require that we make the numbers between 30 and 200 red, or the cells red should I say, and between 201 and 300 green. Very straightforward. Home, conditional formatting, you go to new rule, and then you choose the second option here. Cells between 30 and 200 are specified green. Let's go and format the fill there to green, and I'm going to change the font color as well to white. There we go, and that is applied. Let's do the next level. So we're going to add a new rule, and we choose the second option up there. Remember, the second option is important, and we go between 201 and 400. I just happen to know that's the upper limit, and that we're going to be making red. Let's go full red. Let's go font white, and there we have it. Click on OK, and that's the first sheet. So fairly easy. Let's go to filter at the bottom here, where you're required to filter and filter out all units ordered that are between 200 and 400. That's units ordered, so that's this column over here, and this filter is based on the first filter. Sorry, the next filter is a roofing category, so there's my category over there. So we're going to be filtering two fields, units ordered on the one hand and category on the second level. And notice that the filtration option has already been activated. For those who don't know how to, click on data. It is activated over here. Or alternatively, if you format your data set as a table, it automatically applies those filtration options. So let's go. Units ordered between 200 and 400. We go down here to number filters. We go to between, and we're going to 200 and 400. All right, and that's been filtered out. You'll see there it starts on 200. Then we go to category, and we only want to see roofing. So we've got to deselect, select all. You've got to scroll down, and you'll see roofing and activate roofing. It'll only come up with 2 or 3 records. There we go. Done and dusted. So let's go to the third assessment, which is subtotaling. And once we're in subtotal, we read the instructions very carefully. Subtotal all records, so we can see total units ordered made per supplier, collapse all levels to level 2. Now, one of the critical things with subtotal is that the criterion which you specify, that would now be supplier. That's important. It's the supplier column. The metrics, of course, are total units, so that would be total units ordered there, but it's really supplier that's important. And in order for us to subtotal, we first have to sort that column, and it is sorted. Fortunately, But if we needed to do it, we'd click there and we go to data and we'd go here to A to Z and we'd sort it. Okay, so let's apply subtotaling. Subtotaling is in the data ribbon, and then we go across to outline over here and you will see subtotal. Yours may look a little different. So subtotal, at each change not in product ID, it chooses the first column by default. At each change in supplier, because it makes sense. I have sorted my suppliers and you'll see here ABC suppliers will switch to BuildCo. So at each change in supplier, use the function sum. Now, by default, the subtotal is added to the last column, and I don't want to subtotal the date. That makes no sense. I want to subtotal the units ordered. So that's why I'm applying that there. Let's click on OK, and it's done. That's beautiful. ABC 5,000. Now it also says collapse all levels to level 2. So we go across to the left over here and we collapse to level 2. Lovely. So there we have it. Let's go across now to pivot. And pivot is going to require 2 pivot tables on separate sheets. And as an optional extra, that's why it is in mauve or magenta. There we go. We can create a map if possible. Alright, some delegates do not have the map feature installed, although on my course I get them to install it, but some are not allowed for permission reasons or whatever. So what we're going to do is create a pivot table of all orders per province, pivot in new sheet. So insert, pivot table, new worksheet. I usually only recommend that you do this with Power Pivot, but you can do it here if you want. You can add it to the data model so it remembers what you did last time. Click on OK, and what is it? All orders per province. And my provinces are in warehouse. Okay, warehouse field, so I go there. They're my provinces. And units ordered, there we go, the sum of units ordered. It's very straightforward. Now to create the map, we have to do a little trick. Control-C. And a not control V, values. Okay, values. That a map will never read off the original pivot first time off. After that it will. So let's go insert maps and let's insert the map, and the map will populate fairly soon. There's South Africa and all the indications are there. Now we click on the inside because there are 2 boxes, as you can see. The outer sizing handles and the inner. I'm going to go to the inner one and I'm going to right click and choose select data, and I'm going to trick Excel now to look back at this list over here. Do not, I repeat, do not include the total. Click on OK, and now it's good. Now it's reading off that range. We had to just perform that little sleight of hand. And let's get rid of those 2 columns. Now what I'm going to do is click on the border here, add the data labels, and it looks pretty good. Okay, data labels been added. Now they've been added, and I'm going to go to the format of the chart and the design, should I say, and change it to that look. I'm going to change the chart title to, let's say, units ordered per province, units ordered per province, and I lost my data when I changed the design, so let's go back and add the data labels in. There we go. Alright, you might want to add a slicer or 2 in. So if we go insert slicer and let's slice it by category, there we go, and even by a product name, there we go. And so we've got 2 slices applied there. They're the 2 slices, and you'll see the map should change accordingly. There we go. Oh, if the map does that, it means there's just not enough data. All right. There we go. There we go. There is enough data. If there's not enough data on one of the categories, then you do have a problem. Obviously, I noticed that's a later development with maps. It struggles just to show one province in this case.